Donald Trump's first week in the White House has begun with quick-fire signings of executive orders to fulfill campaign promises. And these include the reinstating of two controversial pipelines, gagging the Environmental Protection Agency, building the wall between the US and Mexico, the end of Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, and possibly reintroducing interrogation sites abroad. There's even been talk of waterboarding. He says he'll bow to the Defense Ministry's word on that. And of course, Trump's declared war on the media, referring to journalists as liars. And there's also the investigation into voter fraud, which has been launched, into how Hillary Clinton got more votes than he did, yet he won. Is the breakneck speed a proper strategy? Let's bring in a man to give us some analysis of this. Chasen Campbell is Vice President of Client Strategy at Harris Media. Chasen, thank you very much for joining us. What is the plan being used here by Trump?
Well, I think that the quick move through the executive orders does a few things. It's only been less than a week in his presidency, so it's definitely helping to control the media narrative. He's controlling the news cycle here in America and around the world, I think. And he's also putting pressure on Congress to act in his favor.
Does this divert attention from other things that could be embarrassing for him, such as his business interests, how maybe his companies might benefit from, say, the pipeline schemes, or perhaps that his chief advisor is registered to vote in 2 states? Diverting attention from those kind of things?
Well, I think in the matter of his business interests, he's been very forthright in saying that he's divested all control of that. I think as far as it goes for distracting from many things, if that's his plan, I think it's certainly working.
Do you think Trump is wise to start what he has referred to himself as a war on the media?
Well, it's certainly continuing his campaign narrative, which was largely, a central part of that was lambasting against the media for coverage that he didn't think was fair and that arguably wasn't very fair at times. And I think it's definitely working to corral his base into, cementing his support while his new administration takes hold.
Indeed, his supporters will support him whatever it seems. But using that word war, a bad choice perhaps, given that so many Americans have been killed in real wars.
I don't think the wording here is necessarily important. When it comes to the media in America, they have a lower favorability than Congress, which is already as low as people thought it could get. So I think in many Americans' point of view on either side of the aisle, there's a big distrust of the media right now.
You mentioned ratings. I mean, Donald Trump's ratings is lower than any other president coming to office ever, isn't it?
That's probably, definitely due to the divisiveness of the campaign between himself and Secretary Clinton. But I think if you look to other indicators, such as the stock market prices currently, I think there's a lot of excitement and a lot of upward potential for America under the new administration.
Indeed, the Dow has certainly hit new heights. Chasen, we need to leave it there. Thank you so very much for joining us. We appreciate your time. Chasen Campbell, Vice President of Client Strategy at Harris Media. Thank you, sir, very much indeed.